Do you always sign the same Wonderkids in FM24? Maybe you missed out on your number one target and you're in need of an alternative Wonderkid. Could it be that some of the hidden Wonderkids in the game can actually be developed into world beaters? In today's video, thanks to the cheap Wonderkid list over at Passion4FM, I'm going to profile 10 Wonderkids that you may not have heard of, but definitely deserve your attention. Are you looking for a tricky, direct winger who can cause defenders problems with his flair, dribbling and pace? Well, Fernandez might be the player for you. The 17-year-old Portuguese winger starts the game as part of the Lazio youth setup, having moved to the Italians from Sporting. At the start of brand new save games, he's valued between £1.4 and £4.1 million. If we move 10 years forward to 2033, you can see that Fernandez has now moved to England to play for Sunderland. At the age of 27, he is declared to play for Guinea-Bissau and has a career that has took him to Utrecht before a move to Sunderland. In 2033, he would now be valued at £21 to £63 million. Next up on this list is a young Spaniard who goes by the name Sydney Osazuwa. He's just 16 years old and starts the game as part of the youth setup at Leganes. Standing at 6'4", he could be a defender's absolute nightmare. Good in the air, with pace to get in behind and a strong finishing score mean that he could develop into a lethal striker. He's valued at £400,000 to £1.2 million. In 2033, we will find Sydney Osazuwa at Strasbourg in France. At the age of 26, he has had a career that would take him to Aston Villa, then a move to Italy with Cagliari before ending up in France. He has scored 122 goals in 220 senior appearances and is now valued between £19.5 and £58 million. Milos Lukovic is a 17-year-old Serbian striker who starts the game at IMT on loan from Strasbourg. Looking at his profile, it's clear quickly that he has everything necessary to go on to be a top striker. He scores highly in his physical attributes and pairs that up with good work rate and finishing. You will have to wait for his loan to finish before you can approach to sign him, but he's definitely one to keep your eye on. Looking at Milos Lukovic in 2033 shows that he has now moved to Hertha in Germany. The Serbian has moved around quite a bit, having spells at Wolves and AZ Alkmaar before settling in Germany. He has scored 103 career goals and is now valued at £11 to £33 million. Up next on this list is an Italian defender. This is Giovanni Leoni, a 16-year-old Italian who starts the game in Sampdoria's youth setup. Standing at 6'4" and already showing impressive physicals, he looks like he could become an outstanding defender if given the game time to improve. At the start of brand new saves, he's valued at £140 to £425,000. When we jump forward to 2033, we find Giovanni Leoni has swapped Italy for Germany as he is now at Wolfsburg. At the age of 26, he has had an odd career path with a stop off at Padova for a move to Scotland and now ending up in Germany. He has played in 205 games so far and has developed well. He's valued at £10.5 to £31 million. The next player up is young Portuguese player Diogo Travassos. Sadly, at the start of new save games, he has an injury which is set to sideline him for several months. This means that you can't actually approach to buy him straight away. He's a player that is a versatile wing-back and can also be effective moving further forward up the pitch. In 2033, we find Diogo Travassos playing his club football in the English Championship for West Bromwich Albion. After his injury at the start of the game, he would be sent out on various loans before settling in England. He now has 330 games under his belt and is valued by West Brom at £10 to £31 million. Goncalo Moriera is up next. He is a name that you might be familiar with as he has appeared on quite a few Wonderkid lists already. At the start of the game, he's part of Benfica's B team. The versatile midfielder can play in a number of advanced roles either out wide or through the middle. He's valued at the start of the game at £1.1 to £3.3 million. After 10 seasons, we find Moriera at Nice on loan from Barcelona. He is now 26 and has developed into a brilliant midfielder. His career path has seen him be purchased by Barca before successful loans to both Celtic and Nice would help his development. Now he is valued at £25 to £76 million. The next player I'm going to take a look at is 17-year-old Italian Tommaso Ravaglioli. At the start of new save games, he's part of the Bologna under-20s. Ravaglioli plays primarily as a striker, but can also drop a little deeper if needed. He possesses good pace and acceleration, and this is paired up with his determination and finishing, which should see him develop into a world-class striker. He is valued between £425,000 and £1.3 million. In 2033, Tommaso Ravaglioli has swapped Italy for Germany and is now playing for Cologne. At the age of 27, he has had a career that saw him go out to play in the MLS at Orlando City before his move to Germany. He has scored 107 goals in 262 appearances and is valued at £28 to £84 million. Matija Popovic is a 17-year-old Serbian who starts the game at Monza in Italy. Following a career move from Partizan Belgrade, he is a tall, rangy striker who will cause defenders problems with his height, standing at 6'4" tall. At the age of 17, he also has a good set of physical attributes that match up well with a player who has good determination, flair and finishing. At the start of new saves, he's valued at a bargain price of £26,000 to £75,000. 10 years into the future sees Popovic make a move to Rennes in France. He is now 27 years old, has had a career that saw him move to Brest, then Napoli, before his move to Rennes. He has scored 60 goals in 198 appearances, with 37 of those coming for his current club. He is now valued at £31 to £94 million. The next player is the only goalkeeper on this list, and that is Alex Paulsen. He is a 20-year-old under-23 New Zealand international who starts the game playing his club football for Wellington Phoenix in Australia's A-League. Whilst not the tallest keeper at just 6 foot, he's shown big signs of a big future as a full international for his country and can show plenty of development in his game. He's valued by Wellington at £550,000 to £1.6 million. Moving 10 years into the future, and we now find Alex Paulsen at Porto in Portugal. At the age of 30, he's now a full New Zealand international and has had a career that saw him move to the Middle East before his transfer to Europe. In the space of 10 years, he has shown massive improvement and is now valued at £26 to £77 million. The final player on this list is Raphael Luise, another player to come out of Benfica's youth academy. He might be a bit more of a familiar name to some, with him being on Wonderkid radar for a few years. He is an athletic midfielder who has shown massive signs of improvement in all areas of his game. At the start of new save games, he's valued by Benfica at between £1.4 and £4.1 million. In 2033, we find Raphael Luise at Atletico Madrid. The now 28-year-old has played 39 times for his country and has made 281 senior appearances. Before signing for Atletico, he would move to Liverpool and play in the Premier League. Now settled in Spain, he has made the majority of his first-team appearances for Atletico and is valued at £88 to £265 million. So those are the profiles of 10 Wonderkids that you might not have heard of already, but are definitely worthwhile picking up and developing in game to become assets for your team. Don't forget, if you want to see all these players and a whole lot more, download the shortlist from Passion 4 FM using the link in the description down below.